Okay. So the first thing is, why do we need the loop? We have discussed it already, that if you want to iterate over a block of code for a number of time, then you can use the while loop. Okay. Sorry, you use the loop in Python. Now you may use for loop or you may use while loop, anything. But we have seen that for loop can be used with any data structure, and it can iterate over any sequence or any mapping type also. We can, let's say if we know these steps in advance, that how many times we want to execute, then also we can, using range function, we can run the loop for that number of times. Even we can do that in the while loop also. But the main advantage of the for loop is you can iterate over the sequence directly. Means you can pick the element from the sequence and you can directly do the operation on those elements using for loop. Okay. Now while loop. So when we use while loop, when do we use while loop? So we use while loop. So if you want to iterate over a block of code, as long as expression or condition is evaluated as true, then in that case we use the while loop. Okay. So basically, if you want to execute the code till a condition is evaluated for, okay, right, means until unless it is evaluated as false, till then it will be executing. Okay. So once it is evaluated as false, you will be exiting out of the loop. Correct. Fine. So what is the syntax of the while loop then? So the syntax of the while loop is, first of all, you have to write the while, and then here you have to write the condition or expression, whatever you want to execute. This has to be evaluated as true, and then here you will be writing the code block. For example, code 1, code 2, code 3, code 4. Okay, so you have written this. Now this block of code will be executed until and unless this condition is evaluated as false. Once it will be evaluated as false, this code will stop executing. It will not execute it. Let's say after this, here if you have code 5, then code 6, then code 7, these all things will be executed once this condition is set to false or this expression is evaluated as false. So this code will not be executed for that particular false value, and we will be coming out of the loop. Okay, so this is what the syntax of the while loop. And in this while loop, the text expression you are writing or the condition you are writing, that should always be evaluated as true. Then only the code 1 to 4 will be executed. And if you are, if this condition is evaluated as false, then 1 to 4 will not be executed. 5 to 7 will be executed. Now this is called the body of the loop. So this body of the loop will be executed only when this condition or expression is evaluated as true. Yes. Fine, everyone.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now there are different ways of writing this false statement. For example, let's say if you want to write an infinite loop, okay, an infinite loop, then there are different ways of writing it. For example, you may write while true, okay, and then here you may write the expression code 1, code 2, code 3, and code 4, and so on. Okay, so this is one way of writing the infinite loop. The another way of writing the infinite loop, you may write while not this. Okay, let's say if I'm writing print I, so it will keep on executing infinitely. Now why it is executing infinitely? So what will happen in this case? Not, this is what, this is false. So not of false will become what? True, right? So it will be keep on executing this high, because this will always be evaluated as true, right? So it will print, it will keep on printing high infinitely. Okay, and you can also use this while not this. Okay, now let's check this. If I'll write high, then what it is doing? So this is not accepted in Python. Okay, this is not work like a not in Python. Okay, fine. So you can use this, or you may write this one also, not 0. So 0 is false, correct? If you'll be writing this, so this will be false, so it will not be executed. But if you write not of 0, then it will be keep on executing this statement. Okay, so here also you are running into the infinite loop. So basically you can write a false statement and before that it will be writing not, then that will be evaluated as true and then it will become a infinite loop. Okay, fine everyone, clear guys?
Yes, Abhishek.
Now, so tell me what will happen in this case. While not none. Is it an infinite loop?
No.
Why?
Yes, infinite loop, not
Yes.
infinite.
While not null. So
It is not a Boolean.
always not null.
No.
Okay, so let's check here. Bool of none. Okay, is it a true or false? So if you are checking it, it is giving you
False.
Should
Will be
be
false.
True.
it is true.
now. I will check this. You are getting false, right? Bool of none, you are getting false. So not of false will be what? True, right?
True.
So print high will keep on executing infinitely, right? So it is an infinite. Clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Fine, guys. Okay.
Yes.
So this is about the infinite loop. And now let's say if I will take some examples.
How to break out of infinite loop? If you enter into it.
Okay, so you can, so when you are in the Jupyter, you can stop the execution of that cell. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say if you are running it from the command prompt, so you can press Control C, that is keyboard interrupt.
Yes. Okay. Thanks, Abhishek.
Okay. So next, let's say if the next one is while else. Okay, while else. Now, when you use, like you can use else with the while loop also. Okay, and in this case, else will be executed if condition inside while is false. Okay, so for example, if I'm writing while, I'm writing I equal to 0 and I'm writing I equal to 3. Okay, now I'm printing I and I'm incrementing I plus equal to 1. Okay, otherwise I'll be writing else here, print execution done. Okay, now let's execute it. So if I'll be executed, execution done, and condition is false. Okay, now let's say if I'll be executing this code, so it is printing I equal to 0. Okay, sorry, this should be less than and equal to 3. Okay, so it is printing first I was 0, so 0 less than and equal to 3, correct? So it has printed 0. Fine. Now I is incremented by 1, so I became 1, correct? Now come back. 1 less than and equal to 3, yes. Print I, which is 1, correct? Then I is again incremented by 1, which is becoming 2. Come back. 2 less than and equal to 3, yes. Print I, which is 2. Then I is incremented by 1, which is 3. 3 less than and equal to 3, yes. Print I, which is 3. And then I is incremented by 1, 4. Now come here. 4 less than and equal to 3, false. So once this condition is false, it will be coming to the else block. Okay. Fine, everyone.
Yes, Abhishek.
Yep. So in the in case if you are writing the else statement, so in that case this else will be executed only when the condition is false, and after that whatever code you have here, okay, whatever code that will be coming into the normal execution sequence, so that will be executed. Okay, clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so now next, let's say if we are having, let me write a code here. So I hope while loop is clear. Now let's take one more example. See, in the case of while loop, this condition checking is important, and this has to be evaluated as false somewhere. Otherwise, your loop will not stop, as we have seen, right? So if it is always evaluated as true, then it will be not stopping and it will keep on executing infinitely. So what you need to do, better you need to write one condition in such a way that should always be evaluated as true or false. Then we have one increment or decrement, that also you have to provide it at the end if you are checking with some variable and you are doing the initialization also. So if you are checking with I, you will be doing the initialization, then the condition checking, and then the increment or decrement. Now let's say what I want to do. I want to print the numbers from 0 to 10 in forward and backward direction both, using while loop. How can I do that? So for doing that, I know that I have to take a number and I have to start from 0. Correct. So I'll be taking I equal to 0. Then I will be writing one condition while I want to go till 10. I want to include 10. I'll be writing I less than n equal to 10. And then I'll be printing I. If I'll execute it, it will keep on printing 0. Why? Because I have not incremented I here. Okay, so every time it is becoming 0. First time I was 0, here I is 0. 0 less than 10, true, print I. Go back, again I is 0, less than 10, yes, true, print I. Again I is 0, 0 less than 10, it is true, print I. So it will keep on printing 0. Whereas I want this to be printing 0 to 10. So I will be incrementing this by 1. Now if I will increment it by 1, then if you will execute this code again, then in that case what will happen, it will print the value from 0 to 10. Okay, so as soon as it reaches the last condition, when I becomes 11 less than or equal to 10, this condition is false, so it will come out of the loop. Okay, now let's say if I want to do it
Abhishek,
same thing in the reverse direction. Yes,
hello.
yes, yes. What?
Abhishek, if I want to print it in a line, so how?
Yeah, so no issue, so you can do it here. So you may write comma end is equal to space character.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Now let's say if I want to print the numbers in the backward direction, how can I do that? So I'll be writing first of all I equal to, I want to print it from 10 to 0. So I'll be starting from 10, and then I'll be writing one condition while I greater than and equal to 0. Then I'll be printing I here. So if I'll print I, it will keep on printing 10. Same thing. So you have to decrement it now. So for that, you'll be writing I minus equal to 1. Now stop it and execute it again. So it will be printing the values in the reverse order. Okay. Fine, everyone. So what is done? First I equal to 10. 10 greater than and equal to 0, true. Print 10. Come here, I minus equal to 1. So I will be decremented by 1. So I will become 9. Right. Come back here. 9 less than 9 greater than and equal to 0. Yes, it is also to print I. So which is 9, and I will again be decremented by 1, which is 8, and so on till 0. Okay, so this way we will be executing it. Now let's say if I wanted this to be printed, we have seen few examples in the last class. Let's say this one only. Let's say this one. Okay, so we want it to be printed along using while loop. How can I do that? So I'll be writing my underscore str is equal to Python. Okay, now I'll be running the loop. So I know that this particular value is at 0 index, and I have to access one element at a time. So I can start one index variable equal to 0. Okay, and then I will be checking here while ind is less than length of the my underscore str. Correct. So length of my underscore str is what? 6, and I have written less than. So ind will be less than 6. It will not be equal to 6. Okay. So as soon as it will reach to 6, it will break out of the loop. Okay. Now next, what I will be doing here. So I have to access this element. I'll be writing here my underscore str of I and d, and I need to multiply it. Basically means I need to repeat it. So I'll be writing here ind plus 1. Okay, and then I'll be printing it. Correct. And then I have to increment ind also, so plus equal to 1. So now if I'll execute it, it will be printed in the same order. Now, if you will execute this code, let's say here,
Abhishek, here IND means index.
IND is just like I have used a variable for that. Okay.
We can write anything in place of IND.
Yes, you can write anything.
Okay.
Okay. So okay. So this is the code. Now, if I want to execute it, so first of all, there is a my string, right? There is a variable. One more. So first of all, there is my underscore string. This is the variable, which is Python. And we know these all elements are indexed. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have to access one element at a time, and then we have to multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So whatever is the index, we have to increment it by 1. Okay. So that's what we have done. We have run this for loop. So we have taken one IND variable is equal to 0. Correct. Now, when I'm running this loop, so let's just check here what is happening. So first of all, I'm checking 0 less than 6. Yes, it is true, right? So since it is true, it is printing my underscore str of IND. IND is what? 0. So my underscore str of 0 is what? P. So P and multiplied by 1, right? So it is getting printed P, correct? Now, in this case, IND will be incremented by what? 0 plus 1, that will become 1. Now, next, we are coming back to the loop, 1 less than 6, and here I'm accessing my underscore str of IND. IND is what? 1. So my underscore str of 1 is what? Y. So I'm accessing Y, and then I'm going to multiply this IND plus 1. So IND is already 1, and plus 1, so it will become 2. So basically, I'll be printing it 2 times, Y and Y, correct? Then IND will become here plus equal to 1, which is equal to 2, correct? Now, come here to this condition. So 2 less than 6, right? And then again, I'm printing my underscore str of 2, which is T into IND plus 1, 2 plus 1, 3. So it is going to print T, T, and T, correct? And then IND will be incremented to C. Clear? Now come back to this loop. So IND is C. So my underscore str of C is what? H. So 3 less than 6, it is true. H into 3 plus 1 4 times. So it is going to print H, 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 and H on the screen. And then IND will be incremented by 5. Okay. Now come back to the loop. 5 less than 6. This is also true. my underscore str of 5 is n. Sorry, it becomes 4. After 3 it is 4. 4 less than 6. So this will become O into 5 times 4 plus 1 5 times O and O 5 times. Okay, and then IND will become 5 now. So now 5 is also less than 6. This is true. So my underscore str of IND is what? So that is IND is 5. So that is n into 5 plus 1 6. This is going to print n 6 times, and then IND will become 6 now. Now 6 is less than 6. This is false. So 6 less than 6. This is evaluated as false. Now we will come out of the loop and it will not print. Clear? Fine, everyone. So this loop will run till this condition is satisfied. Okay.
Abhishek, can we have a while loop with multiple conditions?
Yes, you can have while loop with the multiple conditions. For example, I want to print only TH. I want to access here T and H. Okay. So what I will be writing here now. Same code, but T will be printed 3 times, H will be printed 4 times, and that's it. Rest all values will not be printed. Okay. So for that, what we are going to do, we will be using again my underscore str is equal to Python. Okay, and IND equal to, I'll be starting with the index with 0. Okay, then here I'll be writing while IND, the index of H is what? 0 1 2 T. T is what? 0 1 2, correct? So IND, I'll be writing equal to 2. Okay, and IND this should be while IND should be greater than and equal to. Yeah, so we were executing this. So I have written one condition which is not satisfying, but yes, you can combine this. So let's say if I want to access 2 and 3, between 2 and 3, so it should be greater than and equal to 1. It should be greater than and equal to 1. Okay, and it should be less than and equal to 3. Will it work? So 0 greater than and equal to 1, this is false, but 0, yes, no, it is not going to work this way. Let me write or. It will be writing 2. So in this case 0, this will be executed. No, I don't want this. Okay, so 0 greater than 2, this is false, or this is also false. No, it will not work this way. Let me take some other example with this.
Abhishek, can we give membership like int in 2 3?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You cannot use membership like membership. This one will work. You can combine. I'm looking for the example with multiple conditions. Let me check. I'll give you an example with the membership also. You can do that one also. For example, yeah. you can do this way. So with multiple, let me write this one here. While loop with multi-condition. Okay. So we have two values. Let's say I is equal to 10 and j equal to 20. Okay. So I may write while I less than, let's say 15 and j less than 25. Okay. Now let's print I comma j and increment I plus equal to 1, j plus equal to 1. Okay. Execute this. It is printing the values of I and j. So I value was 10 to 14 and j value is 20 to 24. So as you asked that whether can we combine multiple conditions, yes, we can do that. So accordingly that, you have to check the problem. Okay, so what the kind of problem, but yes, you can combine two conditions together into this. Basically this is the you are writing two logical conditions here and you are evaluating it with and or not. So accordingly it will be giving you true, false and true and false values, right? So this, if this is true, then also only this will be executed. If this is any one value is false, then this will not be executed. So if you are writing this or, then if any one value is true, then also it will be executed. Okay. So that's it. Now, as you asked, whether can we use with the membership operator, while loop with the membership operator? Yes, we can do that. While loop with membership operator. Okay. So we can do this way. We may write as say my underscore str is equal to Python. Okay. And I will be writing here for I in my underscore str. Okay. While I'll be writing here ind equal to 0, and I'll be writing a condition ind less than len of my underscore str and I in my underscore str. Okay. Print I. Okay. So now I have to increment ind then. I have forgot to do that. Increment ind here. ind plus equal to 1. Okay. So now it is printing only p. Why it is printing p? So first of all, I became p. Now ind is 0, 0 less than length of my underscore str, it is true. Then it is coming I in my underscore str, this is also true. It is printing p, then ind is incremented, which is printing. So ind is 1. So for every value of I, it is printing p, but it is not printing y. So once it came out of this inner loop, this should go back and I will become y. So ind is again 0, 0 less than length of my str 2, and y in my underscore str 2. So this should print I. No, it is not printing.
Because you are incrementing ind and you have initialized ind, but you are printing I. Like you have taken I for index and you are incrementing I.
Yes, once you are out of while loop, it should set back to ind equal to 0.
Yeah, so last value of ind was 5, correct? Ind equal to 0 again. Yes, now it is printing. Okay, fine. So you can execute this code and check this here in the Python tutor also. So Python tutor. This is my ind is equal to 0. I is p. And is 0 and my underscore str. So every value of I, it is printing p. It will keep on printing p for 6 times, and then once p is printing done, then it will be coming to last statement. IND is set to 0, correct? And then I is again now pointing to Y. So what I did the mistake was that I didn't, reset the value of IND. So last time, what was the value of IND? The last time value of IND was 6. So with that value of IND, I entered into the for loop and then I entered into the while loop. So it was checking this condition 6 less than this became false and we didn't come here. So we have to accordingly write the code. Okay. So you can use the membership operator. You can use the multiple conditions in a single while statement. That's fine. Both are okay. Okay. Fine, everyone. Anything else?
Abhishek, do we have a do while conditions in Python?
No, we don't have do while. Don't have do while in Python. So guys, you remember enumerate function? What it does?
Yeah, yeah.
It gives the
Take the
index,
position
index
the
and
value.
the value.
Index and value.
As a
in
list.
dictionary. Yeah.
Correct. So what I want you to do is, I want you to write a code. Okay. I want you to write the code in the same format where the first value will be the value and second value will be the index in this string. Okay. So first will be this, second will be y, comma 1, third will be t, comma 2, and so on. Okay. Clear? Do this. So you don't have to use enumerate function, but use while loop for this. Okay. So next, what I'm going to do is, so we have a data set here that weekend, September weekend. So the data set is dataset.titanic.csv. Okay. Now what I want you guys to calculate the average share from here. Okay. So I'm just telling you now that how you can import a data set, okay, using pandas module. We are going to learn this importing a data set from pandas again when we will be going to pandas. But as of now, just I need a data. Okay, we have to calculate the average of the fares on the Titanic data set. So how we are going to do that? So we just will take the fare column. We will assign that to a list. Okay, and then we will be calculating the the average of that. How we can calculate the average? We can find the summation of all the elements, but we have to do it using while loop. Okay, so for that, what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to import this data set. To import the data set from a CSV file, we will be using the panda module. I need a data set, so I'm using pandas module. Okay, you can directly import that data set, like you can keep all this data into a square bracket. That will also be creating the same thing, but I don't want to do that. So let's import it. Okay, import pandas as PD. We will be using this panda module to read the CSV file. So PD dot, I'm going to say here Titanic is equal to PD dot read underscore CSV. Okay, this is the function using which we can read a CSV file. And to read the CSV file, you have to give the file name, which file you want to read. Okay, so you want to read this file and it is into the CM location. So I'll be just giving the file name. Okay, and if you want to check this whether it has been read or not, so you can execute this and it will be showing you the Titanic data set. At the end, you can see the fare column. Okay, now we have to access this. So how we can access this column? So if I'll be writing only fare, let's say if I'll be writing only fare here, okay, at the top fare, so it will be giving me the fare value. Okay, now if I want to convert it into a list value, so I'll be converting this using list, and I'll be now executing it. It is giving me into a list format. If I'll be printing it, then it will be giving me in the correct format. So this is the data set we have. Okay, of all the shares on that those people who boarded the Titanic. Now I will be assigning this to a variable. Let's say Titanic underscore fare is equal to this. Okay, fine. Clear, everyone? Is it clear, guys? Any question till here?
Abhishek, can you repeat it?
Yeah. So what we are doing, see, I wanted to do an operation that I want you to calculate the average value from these values. Okay. What is the average fare? Okay. So few people have paid higher amount. You can see here, one has paid 708 rupees. One has paid 7 rupees. Okay. So it is varying from, a very higher value to a lower value. So someone has paid 7.7521 rupees also. And if you see, I don't know whether the maximum value, I think 700 or something like that. Okay. So that's no issue. So what I want you to do, I want you to calculate the average of this using for loop or while loop. Okay. Fine. So how you can do that? So first of all, we need a data set. So to take a data set, I have taken this CSV file. This CSV file is available in this. I'll be uploading this along with the all the files which I'm uploading into the folder. I'll be uploading this file also. You can go ahead and practice it. Okay. So what you need to do to import this CSV file here, I have used pd.read_csv function. What is this PD? PD is pointing to pandas. Pandas is what? Is a module in Python. Basically, you can say it is a package, okay, and it is used to represent the data in the form of row and column. Okay, so if you will print a Titanic here, then it will print the value into the form of rows and in the form of column. This is called the data frame. Okay, that we will be learning later. Okay, but as of now, using that feature, what I'm doing, I'm reading a CSV file, and from that CSV file, I'm accessing only the fare column, the last column, which I said. Okay, you have this fare column. So I have accessed that last column. Okay, on which data set? On Titanic data set, I'm accessing the last column. I'm basically doing the indexing. Okay, and then I have converted it to a list. Okay, that list I have saved in a variable called Titanic_fare. Okay, and then I'm printing that. Okay, so this is the data set. Now I don't want to print this value. What I want to do now is I want to find the average of this using the loop. How can I find the average? So a simple method is that I can use this sum. Sorry, I can use this sum of Titanic_fare. Okay, divided by length of Titanic_fare. Okay, I'll execute it, I'll get the average value, but I don't want to do this way. I want to do it using the loop. How can I do this? Okay, so first of all, I'll be taking the fare value, and I want at the same time I want the count, right? Both the values. There are a number of ways, but I want to do it manually. So I'll be taking the count is equal to 0 and fare also equal to 0. I've started with 0. Now I'll be going here, I'll be checking, let's say I equal to also 0. Now I'll be checking while I less than length of the Titanic_fare. Okay, for this, and then I plus equal to 1. Clear? Fine. So this I will be keep on incrementing. Now I want the I will be keeping the total fare here. Total underscore fare. So I'll be using this total underscore fare. Okay, plus equal to Titanic_fare of I. Can I do that? Fine. And then I'll be incrementing the count plus equal to 1. Correct? Is that right? Now finally I will be printing here the let me write it into the else block. Else once this is false, I'll be printing here the average fare was equal to, I'll be writing here f, and here I'll be writing this. So I'll be writing total fare by count. Can I do that?
We can directly get the length of that one, right?
Yeah, we can get the length. That's what I said. I don't want to use any function. I have done it manually. Okay, one by one. Okay. Now execute it, so you are getting the same thing. Sorry?
No, even I also we can use, I think, because anyway it's got incremented, right? The same level. Yeah, I'm just saying like we can decrease one variable. That's it.
Yeah, correct. You can say we can use I also, right? Yeah, we can do that one also. But count equal to 0. Yes, we can do that one also. Correct. No need of extra variable. So you can use I. But it will be more clearer that what exactly you are using with the name, right? So if we will use count, then it will be more clearer that what exactly we are taking. Okay, so it's fine. You can use anyway. So both code are fine. Okay, clear everyone? What we did here just now.
Yes, Abhishek.
Anyone who is not able to follow want the
Uh,
explanation again?
This F
Yeah, what is a F?
F is the string formatting. Okay, so see, basically, I have not covered the string format.
You have covered it.
Yes,
You have covered it.
yes, we have covered.
Yeah, I have covered it. So basically, whenever you want to format the output, in which format you want. So let's say I wanted to print the average value, average fare was this and the value. Okay. So I want to replace some value here. So for that, I have kept F in the beginning, and then this total fare by I am keeping here. Okay. So what it will do, it will take the total fare and it will divide the number, whatever result you'll be getting, that will get replaced here. Okay. If you will not keep this, then it will be printing the simple string. Whatever you have written, it will print as it is. But if you keep F, it means Python understand that this is a placeholder, and in this placeholder we have to replace this value after calculating it.
So F stands for floating point number. Like
No, F stands for format. I want to format this.
Sorry.
Format.
Format. Got it.
Okay, guys. Anything else? So now, similarly, what you can do, you can go ahead and get me the average of age. Okay. And rest all we will be learning later. So we don't have any other column to do here. But yes, you can give me the average of age. What was the average age of the people who onboarded? So similarly, what you'll be doing here, you'll be writing age column, and then yes.
Do we need to specify any path from where the data is picked, like this data set titanic.csv?
See, I have saved this in the same location where this file is saved. Okay, so I'm just writing the file name, not required the path. But if you are taking this data set from anywhere else, then you have to define the absolute path. You have to write the absolute path. Okay.
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 Yeah. Okay.
Clear, everyone?
Yeah, Abhishek, I have a question.
Any question? Please go ahead.
In case we have a null or missing data in the column, what's going to happen? In this case, can be calculated, or just our coding going to ignore this missing data?
Sorry. Can you please repeat the question again? Sorry.
In case in our data set there is some missing data in the column.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. So if there is some missing data, then we will be replacing it. So as of now, let me see whether we have any missing data here. So for checking whether we have the missing data or not, I will be taking this dot is nan. I think this is the function. I think is null. Let me print this. So is null everywhere? Anywhere can you see false? Let me write this. I want to see all the values. These all are false basically. Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me get the length of print len of this. Okay. Now execute this. So see, what is the length? It is 887. And here, what is the length it is showing? It is 887. Okay. So it means there is no value which is, which is with the true, like everyone is false. Okay. All the values are false. Or let's see if I'm not false, I will be writing here dot sum, then it will be giving me the correct value. 0. This is giving me 0. It means all the values are false. All the values are false. It means in this particular data set, there was no null. Now, your question was that if there is any null value, then whether it is going to count that will be creating the problem. So for that, what do? we replace those null value with the 0 if it is a numerical data set. Okay. So null value means what? Either that person has given, we don't know the amount, or he has not given, right? So anyway, we are not going to have the data for that. So we'll be replacing that with the 0. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Abhishek.
Yeah. So obviously, if you are having some null value, then it is going to, not going to give you the expected result. Okay. So instead of that, you have to do the processing of the data. That is what we say pre-processing. We check every column. If any such null value there, then according to the column values, we replace those values, those null values. Okay.
I think can we iterate over this particular column rather than making the list? While I is less than Titanic fear, can we write like this rather than making the list for that particular column?
No. Where we are making the list here.
We are making a list. So can we iterate directly on the particular column like Titanic?
Yes. So you can do it using for loop if you want to iterate over the directly. Let's say for I in, you can write here Titanic and Titanic of fair. Okay.
So for that
and
case, we can't use while loop.
You cannot iterate over this sequence using while loop. No, I told you that it checks the condition. Right?
Okay, fine.
Right. So you cannot iterate over it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else, guys? Any other question?
Abhishek, you'll be covering how to pick the data from a certain path in the future class, right?
Yeah, but future class we have a lot to cover. Here, my scope is not to cover the pandas and NumPy. That is the different thing. Okay.
Oh.
But as of now, I just wanted a data set, so I've taken it from there. Okay?
Oh, thank you.
My
Clear,
question
guys?
is
Anything
not
else?
about Abhishek.
I will show you now. 1 minute. Just let me show this thing. The Raghu asked this question. So let's say the data set is available into this folder, dataset titanic.csv. Okay, where the location is this one. So I know to get the current working location, I'll be writing here. Sorry. Just let me show this and then I'll be coming to the next question. Python terminal. So CD desktop, sorry. CD. Okay. Now if I do ls, so in this you have lb DSC October 15 weekdays, where it was in weekdays back, right? So let's write here CD LB underscore DSC underscore LB DSC October OCT underscore 15 underscore weekday. Okay. Now let me get the current working directory. This is the current working directory, right? Now I have copied it. So let's come here. I want to import the data set from there. Let me comment this so that, and restart the kernel. Okay. Now I'm using again Titanic. Titanic is equal to pd.read underscore csv. And I'll be writing the path here. And I'll be importing pandas. Pandas as pd. And last here I'll be writing slash this file name dataset.titanic.csv. So I'm importing from this location. This is done, right? Okay. Now let's print Titanic, not print. Let's do this Titanic. It is printing it, right? I've given the absolute path in that case. Okay.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yes, next question, please.
So if we just give like Titanic, it will be printed. We don't need to give print also.
You can give print, that's not an issue, but
Even without giving print, like when even if you just say Titanic, it gets printed.
let's observe the difference between print and this.
Okay.
Okay, so it is coming into this form, correct? Which one is looking better?
Okay, so
Titanic also better.
Okay, so this is better, correct? Anything you can use, but it's all about the, here we are using the default Jupyter notebook output console to print the data, and in that case I'm using print. In the case of print, I'm using Python output console. Okay, so you may use anyone, that's up to you.
okay.
Abhishek, can you go a little upside? The upper other one. The last one that look for 2 and 3, index 2 and 3. That it's down actually.
So that code was there, but I changed that code. I made it from 15 to 25. Here I was trying to make the changes, but it was not happening, so I made it from 15 to 25.
Actually, I got the output for that string of Python string for index 2 and 3, but it's like that second test, it is showing continuously showing y output.
No, that's we wanted this way. Let's say this is the Python. So I wanted this is 1, 2, 3, right? So I wanted the output T, 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 and H, 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 H this way. So check guys if you can also do that using while loop. Yes, it is possible, but I have to do some. So let's keep it from here. Is it clear? While loop is clear for everyone. Let me know, guys. Any question you have? Anyone? No
Clear
question?
from my side.
Should we move ahead?
No, Abhishek. Yes.
Okay. No means what? Not clear? Okay. Anyway, so I'm moving ahead. So if anyone having any questions, please let me know. Now I'm moving ahead with the break and continue. Now, so break and continue are the basically transfer statements. Okay, and we control the loop. Okay, so using break and continue, we can control the loop. Okay, for example, let's say if I wanted to calculate the average fare for first 100 passengers. Okay, calculate the average for first 100 passengers. Then how can we do that? So we could have done it using two ways. One, we can set the condition, or other way I can set one more condition to check as soon as the count reaches to 100, break the loop. Okay, so one way to set the condition here. Other way, let's say if you are running the loop for loop. Okay, here you are running for I in let me do this. And this one. Okay, so now we have this pair, and we are going to run the loop on Titanic pair. Okay, so it will keep on picking the values. Okay, sorry. Okay, anyway, so now count is equal to, I'm starting with 1. Okay, and as soon as this count reaches 100, so if I'll be writing here count, if count equal to 100, okay, then break the loop. Correct. If it is not 100, then what you will be doing? You will be keep on writing here. If you will keep on counting here, what value this? Where was that total value? Total fare and I plus equal to 1. So I will be the Titanic fare. It will be picking one value at a time. So we can take this. Yeah. So total fare plus total fare of I. We not need to write I. We'll be writing directly I. And total fare we need to define. So I'll be writing here total underscore fare equal to 0. So it will keep on adding, and I'll be incrementing I. I incrementation is not required. I'll keep on incrementing count. Count plus
E needs to be capital.
Plus
while in
C needs to be capital. Yes, correct. Okay. Fine. So I have incremented count, and I'm incrementing total fare. Once it is done, then what I'll be doing, I will be count is equal to 100, right? So it is starting from 1 to 100. So basically 0 to 99. Okay. So now what I'll be doing, I'll be calculating the average fare. So I'll be writing here total fare divided by count. Okay, this is what the average we are going to get. So after 100 count, it will break out of the loop. So if you will execute it, so it is giving me 29. Okay, now if you want to print, let's say if you want to count, whether you may print count here, what is the value of count? It is giving you 100. Okay, means after 100, this loop got broken. Now it means break means it will be coming out of the loop. So let's execute it, how it exactly executed. So first of all, how many values we were having into the fare? 887 values, right? So we didn't wanted to calculate the average for all the 887 passengers. We wanted to calculate for first 100 passengers. Okay. So what we did, first we started with count equal to 1. Then we are picking one value using the loop. And what I'm writing, if count reaches 0, then I will be breaking out of the loop. Breaking out of the loop means immediately we will be getting out of the loop. None of the code below this break statement will be executed. But it will not be reaching to 100 directly. So first condition will be false. When count is equal to 1, this condition is false. It will be coming here. Total fare plus equal to I. I is the first value. It will be added here. Count will be incremented by 2. Okay. Now go back here. I will be the next value. 2 equal to 100. This is false. It will come here and then it will execute this. Count will be incremented by C. Come here, pick this third value. C equal to 100. This is also false. So it will not execute this till count becomes 100. At the end, when count becomes 100, we will come back to the loop. I will become the 100th value, and then count equal to 100 means 100 equal to 100. This is true. So once it is true, it will implement this break statement and it will come out of this loop. Okay, it will not execute a single statement below this. Okay, everyone.
Abhishek, one question. So this break is written inside the if, so it is applicable to the for as well, is it?
See, break condition you write based on some condition, right?
Right.
You cannot simply break it. So always, most of the cases we write using it.
Is right. So though it is inside, it is break is always applicable for.
It is applicable to the loop.
Loop. Okay.
Loop. Okay. Break and continue as statement only written for the loop.
Okay. Okay.
Abhishek, now, in this case, just one. Hello. Just one question. Yes. Here we are actually calculating. That means we are actually calculating the average of first 99 values.
First 9 values, correct. When 100 is, so you can take here 0. Now this will be fine. Okay.
Yeah.
100th value is not calculated. You are correct. So I have started from 0 now. Yeah. So now let's say if you have two loops means one inner loop and one outer loop. And if you are applying the this break statement on the inner loop, so it will be coming out of the inner loop, not of the outer loop. Remember that. Okay. For example, let's say if I'm writing here for j in another sequence here. Okay. And rest all things are accordingly indented. Okay. In this case, if you are implementing break here, in this case it will be coming out of the inner loop. It will not come out of the outer loop. Okay. Fine, everyone.
Okay.
One thing here, Abhishek. Actually, when we say for IE in Titanic fare, so I starts at what? I starts with value 0. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
0 means not 0. Actually, it picks the first value into the sequence. Okay. If you remember, last class
is right, but what is the index of that first value?
Yes, correct. That is 0. Exactly.
Okay. If we are going from 0 to 99, at 100 we are breaking. That's for sure.
Yes.
But 0 to
Correct.
99 is again 100. So that means we are taking average of first 100 values.
Yes, yes. Okay. Now you can apply this break statement into the while loop also. Okay. And in that case also, it will be coming out of the loop on which you are applying this break statement. So I hope it is clear what break does. Break basically comes to you, it brings you out of the loop. Okay. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Fine. Now let's say next what I want to do is I want to count the fare, average fare, only for those values which are less than 100. Okay. So finding average value for first 100 data points or first 100 fare data. Okay. Now, next what I want to calculate, I want to calculate the average fare of only those values which are less than 100, and also get the count. Okay, those who paid less than 100, I want to get the count. Okay, so let's see that how many people are there of those who paid less than $100 rupees. Most of the people have paid less than 100. If you want to reduce, you can make it only 10. Okay, so you'll be finding very less people, means not less, but yeah, good number of people. So now for this, what we will be doing. So if any fare is more than 10, then we don't want to count that fare, isn't it? In the whole data set or in the whole fare column, correct? If any value is greater than, then we don't want to count it, isn't it? So we will not be using break, because using break will be bringing you out of the loop. We want to take the next data point into that. So if let's say 10th value is 100. So in that case, I don't want to take the 10th value. I'll be taking the 11th value, which is 20. That will also not be there. So let's say I'll be taking the next value, which is 5. So I'll be taking third value. Okay, means the 12th value. So how I can do that? So again, I'll be running the loop here. So I'll be running while I less than length of Titanic underscore fare. Okay, and I'll be initializing with I equal to 0. Fine. Now, what I want next is I'll be writing here if Titanic of fare of I is less than 10, then increment count plus equal to 1 and total fare equal to plus equal to no, this value again.
Okay.
Right? I need one count. Sorry.
Total underscore.
I need one count equal to 0, and I need one total fare is equal to also 0. Okay. What exactly I have taken? I have taken Titanic fare, that is the column. Okay. Instead of taking Titanic fare, I could have taken this one. So let me take this. Okay. So at that index, I'll be accessing the value, and here also at that index, I'll be accessing the value. Okay. So first of all, I equal to 0. 0 less than length of the Titanic. Here also I can write Titanic fare. Length of this list. Okay, this is true. So now I'm coming here, and Titanic fare of 0, is it less than 10? Is it less than 10? Yes. If it is yes, then increment the count and add that fare to the total fare. And if it is false, then continue. Means don't include that value. Okay. Clear? Now, in this case, let's say at the end, when you will be printing total passengers, who paid less than
10.
10. Okay, that I'll be printing as count. And total fare, average fare, total average fare who paid less than 10 is equal to total fare by count.
Total fare
Total, I am taking total fare, total underscore, total underscore. So here I'll be printing total underscore divided by count. Okay, this is what my result is going to be. Now let's execute it. Anyway, where is the error? Okay. And I less than Titanic underscore fare. 0. Okay, so I have not incremented I. So I increment I plus equal to 1. Correct? So if this is to execute this, come out of the if, execute this, else this false, then not execute. It's not executing. Yes, what is coming? So less than 10 is 333 pence, and the average value is this one. Okay. So the total passengers who paid less than 10 is 333 passengers, and average is this one. Okay. Fine. So what we have done, we have continued it. Now what is happening? So first of all, I is equal to 0, 0 less than the length of Titanic fare. This is true. I am checking whether less than 10, first value is less than 10. So if it is less than 10, then increment the count and add the fare to the total fare. And then increment by from here we will go back to it. Okay. Now next value it will pick, I will be incremented by 1. So it will check this condition is again true. If it is more than that, then it will not come here, it will come to else, it will increment I by 1, and then it will continue, means it will take the next element. If you will not write this continue also, though it will be executed. Okay, but basically writing the continue statement, let's say if I would have written here, if it is less than 10, then I would have written here control S, control V, and I would have written here I plus equal to 1. Then also this will be executed, and I no need to write the continue. Correct? If it is greater than 10, increment I and then go back. But in few cases there you may need to write the continue where you don't have any statement, so you can write the continue. Once you write the continue, that it will not execute that particular block of code. Okay, and like this code will not be executed, and it will be going back to the loop again from here, and it will execute the next statement, or it will pick the next value. So the difference between break and continue is what breaking you out of the loop immediately, whereas in this case it is in value. So if I would have taken for loop, I think there it would have been a better explanation. No need to write this I. Let me do that. Let me write here for I in underscore fare. Correct. Okay. So what I used for loop now. So now in this example, it will be clear. I don't need to write here anything. So if Titanic fare is greater than 10, then I will be continuing it. And if it is less than, then I'll be coming here. What I'm doing, this is not required. I'm just taking two variables, count and total fare. So first, I will be what? First value. First value is here. I need to write just I greater than 10 means the first value is greater than 10. Then continue means don't take that value, don't execute anything, don't add anything. You just continue means go back to the loop back means go back to the loop again and take the next value. Let's say next value is less than 10. So this condition will be dissatisfied and it will be coming to the else block. Count will be incremented by 1 and total fare will be added with I value. Okay, it is added and then you will be going back to the loop again. So this way it will keep on continue till the value is less than 10. Once it is greater than 10, then it will be continuing this value. Okay, means it will not going to execute. It is not going to increment count. It is not going to increment fair. Okay, now if you will be executing it, you are getting the same thing. Okay, fine, everyone.
Yes, Abhishek.
Yes.
Okay. So I think, is there any problem, not able to understand or something, any question?
Actually, we need to practice something.
No, no. But what is the things to practice? Tell me. Like, you understood this one, right? So you understood this loop, for loop, okay?
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
understood this condition. You understood this one. Now this continue. I'm explaining here. Continue is what you are not executing that particular value which is greater than 10. That's it. Okay. Rest all value you are processing. That's it. So rest all, I think we have discussed already, so that should not be an issue. Yes, you need to practice. I cannot simply say it's not required, but let me know if concept is clear behind continue and break for everyone.
Yeah, Abhishek. I just have one question. The total underscore fair plus or is equal to I, right? So I have a disconnect in how the amounts get add up. For example, yeah.
So
can we do this in a Thorny editor so that we can get
no, let's do it here. Actually, this fair we will not get there. Instead of this, I'll be taking a manual data set. Okay. A few values. I think you should. I'll be taking this Titanic fair here. Equal to, let's say 1, 10, 20, 100, 5, 4.9, 4.8, 90, 9, 7, 8, okay, these are the different values. Okay, now let's execute it. So count equal to 0. Now total fair is equal to 0, and Titanic fair is also a list. Okay, these values, around 12 values we have. Now I am picking one value at a time. So I is what? I is the first value, which is 1. Okay, which is greater than 10, it is false. So it will be coming to the else block. Count plus equal to 1, count will be incremented by 1. Total fair plus equal to 1, so total fair will be what? This is total fair, which is 0, plus equal to I. I is what? 1. So you can replace this with what? Total fair is equal to total fair plus I. It means total fair is 0 plus 1, it is 1, and now total fair will become 1. Okay, you can see total fair has become 1. Now we are going back to the loop from here, and then I is becoming the next value, which is 10. So I 10 greater than 10, this is false. Okay, now it is coming to the else block. Count will be incremented. So I is 10 now. Count will be incremented by 1. So count will become 2. Total fair plus equal to I. So total fair is 1 plus I is 10. So it will be added to that. Total fair will become 11. Okay, clear? Now go back to the loop. Now I will become what? 20. 20 greater than 10. This is true. So it will continue. When you are continuing, you will be going back to the loop from here itself. Okay. Fine.
Okay, got it.
Now, next, take the next value 100. From here also, you will go back to the loop. Now, next value is 5. So 5 greater than 10. This is false. We are coming to the else block. Count is incremented by another value, which is 3. And total fair plus equal to I. So total fair is 11 plus I is 5. So total value is 16. So total fair will become 16. And so on for the other values also. Okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So this is it about the for loop, while loop, break, and continue. Let me know, guys, if you have any question.
No, Abhishek.
Abhishek, one question. If in case of continue, I don't write continue and I just keep it as it is, then will Python give any error?
Yeah, at least one statement you have to write, no?
Okay.
If you don't want to write continue, you write pass here. Okay, then also it is working. But writing pass will not work always. For example, see, in the case of continue, what you can do is you can write the values. You can write some other statement here. For example, if you want to increment the count, whether the value is greater than or equal to 10 or not, you want to increment the count here also. So every time count will be incremented. Clear? Fine. And in this case, means if it is greater than 10, in that case also count will be incremented, and then you will do continue, means you will not execute the further statement. You will not be adding up to the pair. Okay, but you will increment the count. You have written the count here. So what you are able to write this statement, but let's say, so if you will execute it, it is giving you this value. Let's say if you are writing pass. Okay, in this case, also this is the same thing. No, this is not the example. Which example I should write? Let me check 1 minute. Yes, correct. See, pass statement can be used only in few cases. Okay, so here pass working like a continue, but let's say if you will, like, pass is used only when the programmer or the developer doesn't want to write the implementation. For example, where you don't want to write the implementation, whenever you define a function, or whenever you define a class, or whenever you define a conditional statement, or whenever you define a loop statement. So in this case, everywhere you use this colon and you write the indented block, isn't it? So wherever you are writing the indented block, if you don't want to write the implementation anywhere, you can write the pass. Okay, in that case, continue will not work. Okay, because continue is used only for the loop. Okay, but in this case you can write the pass. Okay, whereas when it comes to the loop and you want to exit the current, you want to skip the current iteration, then you go for the continue. So I can say here break is used to come out of the loop, where continue is used to skip the current iteration. Okay, continue is used to skip the current iteration. Now, pass is used only when you are not willing to write the implementation. Clear?
So Abhishek, in the same example, so if we say if I is less than 10, and say count will be plus or equal to 1, total flare is plus or equal to I, and say else pass, that should work, right?
You are saying elif here?
No. Now if instead of saying I is greater than 10, let's say if I is less than 10, not there on the top 25 line number. Yeah.
Yes.
If I is less than 10.
Instead of this, if I is less than 10.
Yeah. Count plus or minus, plus or equals to 1, and then say total underscore fare is plus or equal to 1. You can remove the pass.
Okay.
And then say after else, just say pass, because you don't want to execute anything.
Correct.
It should still give you, it will give you the same result, right?
Yeah, it will give me the same result, and else you can write continue also. Correct. So that's what. So yes, this is a good example where if you don't want to write the implementation, where otherwise what you have written, you could have written one continue statement. Okay, you could have written one continue statement. Now this continue statement you could have avoided by just writing the pass, because you don't want to do anything here, so you may write pass. Okay, this is a good example. Apart from that, let's say if you define the abstract class or abstract method, or you define a function where you don't want to write the implementation, so you go for the pass statement. Anywhere, define function or class or conditional statement or loop, anything. So wherever you make a block, and if you feel that I don't want to write a code right now or the implementation right now, you can use pass statement. Okay. Okay, so we have covered the basic and data types. We have covered. Okay, so we have covered string, and then we are going to start with the list. Okay, list, tuple, and dictionary, and then probably we'll start with the function also. So let's see that. Okay, now what is the list? So list is basically a group of elements kept together in the square bracket separated by comma. List is a group or not group, collection of elements kept inside square bracket separated by comma. Okay, so this is a list. Now what exactly it is? So if you want to create a list, first of all, list can have any value as its element. Okay, it means it can have any kind of data. Okay, it can store any kind of data. Okay, now next, let's say if you say list, so list can have duplicate elements. Okay, it can have duplicate elements, and square brackets are mandatory. Okay, now list is a sequence. So when I'm saying list is a sequence, few things are always true. So it is an ordered collection. That is the first thing. Second thing, indexing. Positive and negative indexing both are allowed. Correct? And indexing, slicing, concatenation, repetition, membership. Have we covered operators?
No.
Can anyone please confirm?
No.
Okay, I'll stop it here. I will go first with the operators because that is important. So operators, why? Because we are covering this membership operation and all for every data type. So instead of that, if you cover operators, so you will be having the idea that which all operators we are having and which operator will work on what data. So first, let's see the operators and what all operators we are having. So first, we are having arithmetic operator. Okay. Then we are having the comparison operator. Then we are having the equality operator. So that will be coming. Okay. So let's keep it equality operator. And then we are having the logical operator, bitwise operator, and what else?
Abhishek,
Bitwise.
we have covered comparison operator versus equality operator.
Okay. Anyway, so let's see. We will just comparison versus equality we have covered. Okay. We'll check that. So assignment. Then we have compound assignment. Okay. Operator. Then we have identity operator. And last one we have the membership operator. Okay, these all are the different operators. Last one will be discussing about the operator precedence. Okay, fine. This is all the topics in the operators. Now let's start with it. So first of all, let's cover this membership operator and identity operator. So in the membership operator, we have two operators, which is in and not in. Okay, these all are the two operators. Okay, these both the operators
Abhishek,
return yes true.
membership operator and identity operator also we have covered.
That we have covered, I think, with respect to this string, right?
Strings.
Yes,
Yes,
Yes.
with respect to string.
That is general. Now it returns true if element is available inside the sequence or mapping. Okay, if it is not available, it will return false. And in the case of in, okay, and not in, just the opposite. Okay, now this membership operator works only with sequence or mapping type. Okay, fine. Now let's see how we can check the membership operator with the string value. It doesn't work with the numbers, first of all. Let's say if you have a string Python, and if you want to check whether an element is available, so you'll be writing that element with in operator. So this will return true. And if you'll write not in, that in, then it is going to return you false. Why? Because it is available. So we have checked this already. Now in the list, how we can do that? So for example, let's say if we have 10, 20, 30, and if you want to check whether, let's say, 10 in this available, this will return true. And if I will write this, so this will return me what? True or false?
False.
False, because it is not available as a string value. It is available as a number. So you can apply on the list also. Now let me know if I'm writing this one. 10 or let's say 1, 11 in 10, 20, 30, comma 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 11. So let me know whether it will return true or false.
It will be
It
false.
return false.
False. Why? Because this 11 is not available as the element of this list. It is available as the sub element of this list. Okay. So inside a list inside a list. Okay. So it is not accepted. It is also false. Okay. But if you check this whole list, it will return true. Okay. So now you can do it similarly using the tuple. And the thing which I want to discuss here is the dictionary. Okay. So how we check the membership operation on the dictionary? So in the case of dictionary, it checks with the key. So in dictionary, it returns true if key is available, else false. It is not going to check with the value. Okay. For example, let's say if I have a in 1 colon 100, a colon 200, and if I'll be writing b, not b, let me write here c colon b. Okay, now let's execute it first. Let's execute it with b. Now the first one is returning true. Why? Because this a key is available. I'm checking b is available inside this dictionary or not. It is returning me false. Why? Because it is not available as a key. It is available as a value.
Value,
Okay?
right.
So now this is the membership operator, and that's it. In the membership, we can check on the sequence or mapping, and in mapping in the dictionary, you are going to check with respect to the key. Okay. Now next come to the identity operator. Identity operator you already know. So it returns true basically. Returns true if IDs are same.
Abhishek,
Correct? Else it
Abhishek?
returns false. Yes.
I have one question that how can we check list in like sub list 11 like this in this
Okay.
line number 10?
Yeah. So let me see this way. So you'll be writing here. You'll be writing here of -1. Right?
Okay, fine.
So now in the case of identity operator, we know it returns true, and it returns false if the IDs are different. It returns true if IDs are same. So do I need to discuss again here? Because we know the object usability concept, which all object follows the object usability. Accordingly, it will return true, else it will return false, right? Clear everyone? So I'm skipping this operator.
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay. Now let's move to the assignment and compound assignment operator. Okay. So the assignment and compound assignment operator are used to assign the value, and compound assignment operator, we have already seen the example of the compound assignment operator. So for example, if you want to assign a value to the variable, you will be using 1 equal to sign. This is very simple. We have used it number of times, and always the value will be on the right hand side, variable will be on the left hand side. They will be separated by equal to sign, and you can assign any value to any variable. That doesn't matter in the Python. Now let's come to the compound assignment operator. Which all operator we can use as the compound assignment operator? That is the question. So we have plus equal to, we have minus equal to, we have multiplication equal to, we have division equal to, we have double division equal to, we have exponent equal to, and modulo equal to. Okay. Apart from this, we have bitwise and equal to, bitwise or equal to, bitwise or equal to, bitwise left shift equal to, bitwise right shift equal to, and bitwise negation equal to. Okay, that's it. So these all are the yes.
What is that bitwise dir equal to?
XOR, bitwise and or and XOR. I'll be coming to that bitwise operation. Okay. Now you know that what happens in this operation. Let's say if you are having a is equal to 10. Okay, and if you are writing a plus equal to 2, then what will happen? First, this 2 will be added to this 10, and the result will be associated with a. So if you will print a here after this operation, it will be 12. Okay, fine everyone. So now you can replace it with any operation. You write here double slash. So first it will divide this value of a by 2, and then the result will be assigned to a. So if you run this, you'll get 5. Clear? If you will write bitwise and here, so in this case, first it will do the bitwise and operation between 10 and 2. Then let's say what is the result of 10 and 2? This will be writing 10 and 2. The result is going to be 2. So now if you are printing a, the result will be 2. Okay. Fine. So first this operation will be done between this value of this variable and this value, and the result will be associated with this variable again. Clear everyone? Compound assignment operator.
Abhishek, what is this bitwise equal to? What it exactly does?
I'll be coming to that. Just let me come to that only first. Okay. So we have done it here. Let's start with the bitwise operator now. Clear? So let's start with it. Now, what is the bitwise operator? So bitwise operator, it performs the operation on the given values bitwise, okay, or it works on the binary values. Okay. So bitwise operator bit, okay, and only integer value. It works on bits and only with integer values. Okay, it works only with the integer value, because only integer value can be converted into the bit, nothing else. Okay, so now let's say if you will be executing this code, for example, what is bitwise and? Bitwise and follows a truth table. So for example, bitwise and truth table, if I'll be writing here, so if you have both the bits 1 and 1, then the result will be 1. If any one bit is 0, then the result will be 0. So if you have 1 and 0, the result will be 0. If you have 0 and 1, then also the result is 0. 0 and 0, then also the result will be 0. Okay, this is AND truth table. Next we have OR truth table. Now what is this OR truth table? So in the case of OR truth table,
1, 0.
so if both the bits are, if any one bit is 1, then the result will be 1. Okay, and if both the bits are 0, then only the result will be 0. This is the OR truth table. Now next we have XOR truth table. So in the case of XOR truth table, if both the bits are similar, then the result will be 0. If both the bits are dissimilar, then the result will be 1.
Abhishek, how you pronounce that one? Dir or
XOR.
Z-E-R?
O-R.
Yes, XOR.
Got it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So this is OR, this is OR. This is bitwise operator. Remember, these all are the bitwise operator. Again, we have and OR. That those all are the logical operator, and or not. Okay. So which all bitwise operators we are having? So bitwise operators we are having bitwise and bitwise or, bitwise OR, bitwise
not,
negation, bitwise left shift, bitwise right
right
shift.
shift.
Okay. So these all are the different operators we are having in the bitwise, and let's execute this. Let's understand this how it works, and then we will be coming to the rest of the bitwise operator. So you can, first of all, what I said, bitwise operator is going to work only on the integers and on the bits. Okay. So let's take two integer values. I'm taking 10 and 2. Result we got as 2, but how we are getting as 2?
2.
We have to check it. So instead of that, let's take a larger value, 40, and let's say 55. Execute this. We are getting 32. How we got 32? So there are some internal operations are happening. Okay, so we have to understand it. So to understand it, if you will not understand it, that is also fine. See, we are not going to use the bitwise operator, but since it is there into the operator, I am covering that. Okay, and how it will be used, where it will be used. So as of now, be clear or be confirmed that you are not going to use it at all. Okay, but since it is in the syllabus, we are covering it, and also you may be asked these questions related to the in some interviews, so you have to have some knowledge about it. So for that we are covering. So let's see how we will be working on this bitwise operator. So first we need to convert this 40 into bits and 55 into bits. To convert 40 into bits, we have the bin function. We'll be using 40 of bin. This is giving me 101,000. So I'll be writing here 40 is equal to this value. Next, I'll be writing of 55. What is the value of 55? This is
40 is equal to.
This is 110,111. So this is going to be 55. This value. Okay. So this is 14 and 55. Now I want to do what? Bitwise AND operation. So I'll be writing here bitwise AND. Okay. Now how this bitwise AND will be performed according to this table? Tell me. If any one value is 0, then the result is 0. If both the values are 1, then the result is 1, right? So this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, this is 1.
1.
Sorry, this is 0, this is 0, this is 1. Last one is 1.
1,
Rest all
5,
are 1, 2, 3, 5, 0. Correct?
Yes.
Fine. If I want to get the corresponding equivalent decimal value, so I'll be writing 0B1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Execute this. We are getting 32 here. There. Same thing was happening here also. Okay. 40 and 55 was giving you 32. Clear, everyone? So these all operations are done internally, and AND operation is done, and then we get the result. Okay, guys.
Yes.
Anyone else? Any other questions? Okay. So now let's say if I want to perform bitwise OR operation. So if you will be performing bitwise OR, then what will be the result? So first let's execute it. We will be doing that bitwise OR operation, and then accordingly we will try to get the result. So this is bitwise OR operation. If any one value is 1, then the result is 1. Rest all is like if both the values are 0, then only the result is 0. In the case of OR truth table, let's see it. So this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is also 1, this is also 1, and this is also 1. So basically all the values are 1. Isn't it? Clear? So what is the equivalent value? So 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. So execute it, you are getting 63. It means if I'll be executing this, I'll be getting 63, right? I'm getting 63 here again. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Similarly, let's say if I want to perform the XOR operation, then what will be the result? Let's see that. If both the bits are different, then the result will be 1. If both are similar, then the result will be 0. Only this is similar, rest all are different, isn't it? So this will be 0, rest all will be 1. So I can replace it with, remove this, only these many ones, right? So execute it, and after executing it, you are getting 31. So if I'll be executing this, I should get 31. Yes, I'm getting 31 here.
Abhishek, the sign you use for truth table of XOR is wrong. It's
Yeah,
odd.
sorry. So this will be, I think this was AND, right? So AND was what? This is 1, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is XOR operation. So XOR operation is, this is 0 and 1, 2, 3,
1,
4,
1,
5.
1, 1.
Okay, guys. So bitwise AND OR and XOR operation is clear how we are performing it.
There also the truth
Everybody,
table of XORs. One XOR operator you have written, or
yes, correct. Fine.
yes.
Clear? Now let's come to bitwise negation operation. What is the bitwise negation? So let's say if I'm writing print bitwise negation of true, what will be the result?
False.
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 Not okay.
Let's execute it. It is giving me -2. Why it is giving me -2? So remember, in the bitwise negation operation, the rule says that if you are trying to find bitwise negation of a number n, then the result will be minus of n plus 1. Okay. Now tell me, what is true? Isn't it true
1.
is equal to 1? So
Yes.
1 plus 1, 2, minus of 2. This is what we are getting. So tell me what we will get here. Bitwise negation of -9. What will be the result?
-9 plus 1, 8. -8.
8.
-8.
-8.
No, only 8.
8 only.
Yes,
Minus.
only 8. Only 8. Minus, this minus will get cancelled with this minus, isn't it?
But
Correct.
first inside bracket equation solves, right? -9 plus
Yeah.
1 is equal
Here,
to.
if you will replace here with
Got
minus,
it.
so here also it will get minus, right?
Yeah, right. Got it.
Okay. So this is it about the bitwise negation. Now let's come to the bitwise left shift and bitwise right shift. Okay. Now bitwise left shift, the sign bitwise left shift is this one, and bitwise right shift is this one. Okay. In the case of left shift operation, first of all, if you want to learn how we are going to do that, so we have to remember few steps in the left shift if you want to learn it manually. But if you want to do that, so basically what we want to do, we want to do the left shift of the bits by the number. Let's say we have a number 100. Okay, or let's say we have a number 63. Okay, so in the case of 63, if we will do left shift by 2, means if we'll do this if we'll shift the bits by 2 digits, then what will be the result? If you'll execute it, the result is coming as 252. Now how it is done? So see, you are getting the result, that is fine, but how it is done, to understand that, let's understand this way. So first we have to represent 63 into the binary. So we have bin of 63. What will be the result? It will be 6 times 1, right? Okay. Now represent 63 into the binary value. So 63 equal to can be written as this. But internally, how your values are represented only 5 or 6 bits, or 32 bit or 64 bit. So based on the operating system, it uses either 32 bit or 64 bit, right? So let's say my system is of 32 bit. So here you have 26 bits, rest 20, here you have 6 bits, rest 26 bits has to be provided. They should be appended with 0 in the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Correct? Now 13 zeros you have here and another 13 zero, total 26. So this is 32-bit representation of 63 in the memory. That is how it is represented. Now you want to left shift by 2 bits. To do the left shift, you will remove the 2 bits from the left hand side and you will add 2 zeros at the right hand side. Now try to get the decimal value of this. So 0B, and take all these values starting from 1 till here, till the end. Execute it, you are getting 252, right? This is what the result I was getting. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
How did we get it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, similarly, if you want to do the right shift, then what we will do? Let's say if I want to do the right shift of 63 by 2 bits. So first we will execute it and then we will write the result. Okay, we will check the result. This is the 32-bit representation of 63. Last 6 digits were 1, correct? Now we want to right shift, right? So in the case of right shift, 2 bits will be removed from the right hand side. 2 bits will be removed from the right hand side. This is removed and 2 will be added on the left hand side. So left shift means 2 bits will be removed from the left side and will be added on the right hand side, zeros. Right shift means 2 bits will be removed from the right hand side and zeros will be added on the left hand side. Same number of zeros. Okay. Now try to get the values here. Print 0b and 4 times 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Execute it. We are getting 15. Let's do this. Right shift of 2. Are we getting 15 here? Okay, everyone.
Yes.
What about others? I'm getting only one response.
Yes.
Yes,
Obviously. Yeah, we got
Yes,
it.
Abhishek.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay, great. Okay, so now this is about the bitwise operation. Next, we have the logical operator. Okay. Now let's
Abhishek,
come
I
to the
have one
logical operator.
question about compound operators.
Yes.
Can you go a little upside?
Yeah. So please go ahead. You were having the question, right?
What is the difference between that single slash is equal to double slash is equal to? Same with
Single slash and double slash. That is in the arithmetic operator. I'll be discussing that. Okay.
Okay.
Arithmetic operator. So both are division, but I'll be covering that in the arithmetic operator.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So I hope this bitwise operator is clear for everyone. Now I'm going to start with the logical operator. So in the logical operator, which are logical operators we are having? Logical operators we are having and, or, and not. Okay. Now these three logical operators work on the logic. And remember, whenever you are going to use these operators will take either true or false. It can take only two values, true or false. Okay. And result also will be only Boolean. So returns Boolean value. Okay. True or false. Okay. For example, there is a truth table for this one also. For example, and truth table. But in this case, we are not going to have the 1 and 0s. Okay. We are going to have true and false. 1 will be true and 0 will be false. Okay. So if one expression is evaluated as true, means if any one expression is evaluated as false, then the result will be false in the case of and. If both the expression are true, then only the result will be true. Okay. So let's say one expression is false, then the result will be false. Okay. So next we have false and true equal to false. And then false and false equal to false. Okay. So this is what the and truth table. In this case, the expression you will be writing here, that will be evaluated as true and false. In the bitwise operator, what was happening, the values were getting converted into the bits and bitwise operation was getting happened, and then the final result I was converting into the decimal value. Here the expression will be evaluated either as true or false, and based on this truth table the final result will be getting. Similarly, we will be having the OR truth table also. So in the case of OR truth table, if both the values are false, then only the result will be false.
And it gives importance to true.
Yeah, it gives importance to true, correct. So let's say here I'll be writing true. This is also true. This is also true.
False.
So and gives the importance to false. Okay. And this gives importance to true. Now, why I'm saying importance, we will discuss that. Okay. So I hope this is clear. True and true is true. True and false, 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 and this is false. These three are true because at least one value is true, and this is false. Why? Because both the values are false. Okay. So this is about the truth table of and or. Now there is a not truth table also. So in the case of not, if you will write not of true, the result will be false.
False.
And if you're writing not of false, then the result will be true. Okay. Fine, everyone. So this is it about the logical operator. Now let's see few examples. Let's say if you are having two conditions, let's say print 10 equal to or is not equal to 10. And if I'm writing 100 less than 20 or greater than 20. So this condition will be what? 10 is not equal to 10.
False.
This is false. And this is
False.
true. In this case, false and true result will be false.
False.
Okay. Now, it's the same thing in the case of, in place of AND operator, if you will replace it with OR, then what will happen? The result will be true. Why? Because at least one condition is true. Correct. Now, but apart from this, if you are going to have one value, let's say if you are having print 10 and 20, then what will be the result? So when you are having the value, so if you are writing A and B, so the result will be A if A is false.
False.
Correct? Else the result will be true.
True.
Okay. Similarly, if you are writing A and B, the result A, it is, if it is true, else the return, it will return else B, and this is also else B. Okay. So returns A, returns A. If A is true, else B. A is false, else B. Okay. Correct. So this is what now. So A and B are what? A and B are representing the value. Okay. You can take in the form of true and false also. So let's say if A is true and B is false, then what value it will result? It will return B, which is false value. Correct. B is false only, right? So it will return false value, which is B. Now let's say if you're writing true and true, then what it is returning? It is still returning B value only. Why? Because first was true, so it checked the second value. Okay, and second value was also true, so it has returned B. Okay. Now, so in this case, what will be the result? Tell me, 10 and 20, what will be the result? 10 or 20? 20. Or true 20. Or false?
20.
The result will be 20. This second value. Okay. Let's say if I'll be writing 10 and 0, then the result will be what?
0.
0.
0.
0. Because the result is 0 is false. And
So
if I'll be writing here,
it takes by default the second value as false, correct?
Yeah, second value as false. So if I'll be executing this, what will be the result? 0 or 0.0?
0.
0.
0.
0. 0 is false.
0. Why? Because first value itself is false. Okay. So it is taking the first value only. Okay. Now, in this case, if you will replace this with OR, so what it will return?
20.
First case 10.
First case 10. Second case 10.
Second case 10.
10.
Third case 0.0.
0.0.
0.0. Last one is 0.0. Okay. Fine. That's it in the logical operator. I hope you guys know already. So leave it. Next we have the arithmetic operator. Okay. Arithmetic operator. So which all arithmetic operators we are having? We have addition, subtraction, multiplication. This is called float division. Okay. And this is called float division. Okay. Next we have exponent and we have modulo operator. So this is going to return the remainder. Okay. Fine. Now let's execute this. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, and exponent I don't need to explain, but still I'll be giving you the example on exponent, but addition, subtraction, multiplication is clear, right? Now let's come to the float division and float division. See, let's say if I'll be writing 10 upon 2, what will be the result? Or 10 upon 3, what will be the result?
3.33.
3.33333. Okay, it is going to completely divide the number. But if I will be writing 10 divide by 3, then what will be the result?
Should be same.
It is going to give you the quotient. Okay, so basically, see, it depends. Let's say if I want to get the quotient, you will be writing the quotient. If I want the remainder, you will be using this operation. Okay, correct. So if you will be writing 10 divided by 3, someone may consider it as a 10 upon 3. Okay, same. But generally, my context is different. 10 upon 3 means 10 upon 3. 10 divided by 3 means you are going to divide it manually and you are going to return me the quotient. So what will be the quotient here? 3.
3.
Okay. Now, this 3 in this case is the floor value of this value. Now, what is the floor and seal value? So, floor value is the lowest nearest whole number. Okay, and seal value is what? Highest nearest whole number. Okay, fine. Now let's say if we have a number, so we have import math, and it will be writing math dot floor of 3.9. What will be the floor value?
It's math.
4.
Math.
3.
3 because
And ceiling value will be 4.
Yes, ceiling value will be 4, floor value is going to be 3. Floor value will be always lowest nearest whole number. Okay, so lowest and as well as it should be nearest. So you can say nearest is 4, but it is not the lowest. The lowest is 3. So the result will be 3 in this case. Similarly, if I'll be writing math.seal, then in that case, what will is the highest nearest whole number? In the case of 3.9, it will be 4. But if I'll be writing 3.01, what will be the highest nearest whole number?
3.
4.
Three.
So it is 4.
So it's still
Okay, it is
4.
the seal value.
So irrespective of the fraction that you have, it is going to round up. Seal
not
will
just
round
round
up,
up, it is
and
also
floor will round down.
basically it is bringing it up.
Yes, correct. It is going to, seal is going to round up and floor is going to round down.
Yeah, that is irrespective of the decimal
point.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
I think there
there
are some
is
functions
a
like
no.
how they work.
There is a limit. There is a limit. Math dot floor.
Okay.
Okay, let me take some. Math dot seal. And here I'll be writing 1. Okay, execute this. So it is giving you C.
Why so?
Okay, so there is a limit. No, there is a limit. They have set the limit. You cannot go. You cannot
How
keep
can
on
we
doing like this.
see that?
How do we check the limit?
Yes.
Limit you check with zeros. Even I don't know. Even I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you check the limit. So that is your task, and you let me know because I'll remember
Yeah.
for my next class. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So this is it in this. Yeah.
Abhishek, if you put minus 3.9 math floor
minus here, right? Minus
Yeah.
50.9. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
This is giving you minus 4.
Floor. Okay.
So
Down. So it works on
lowest nearest
integers, not
whole
just
number.
whole numbers. Okay.
Yeah, it works on the integers, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there are
Okay,
some
so
functions. Sorry, Abhishek, I'm breaking you.
yes,
One
no issue. Go ahead. Please.
There are some functions. They work in such a way that if it is above 3.5, it will take you to 4. If it is below 3.5, 0.5, then it will take you to 3. Is there any such function in this thing?
I think there is a round function should work. Let me check. Round off. Let's say we have 3.9.
4.
6. So I'll be writing here 2, 1. Then let me see. It is giving you 4. Okay.
Yeah, 4. If you put round of 4.6.
Where? 4.46, right?
Correct. That's correct. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so round off 3.5.
Okay. Then it's not okay.
Comma 1 is the number you are rounding up, right?
After decimal point, how many numbers you want?
Numbers, yeah, got it.
Okay. So this is done. Now, so in this division, here I was getting the floor value. Okay, which division we get the floor value? So see, this is called float division because we get the float value. Okay, so if you will be writing print 10 slash 3, I will be getting the float value, which is this one. Okay, but if I'll be writing print 10 double slash 3, I'm going to get the floor value. So that's why we say it is a float division. Okay. Fine, everyone.
Yes.
Okay. Now, next, let's say if you will be trying to get the remainder of this division 10 percentile 3, if you write, it will be giving you the remainder. Okay. And if you want 10 to the power 3, then you'll be writing 10 double star 3. Okay. This is also going to work.
Abhishek, can you please repeat the floor division again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, floor division gives you the floor value of the division. So what is the result of this? 3.3333, right? So when you divide this number, whatever result you are going to get, out of that it will be giving you the floor value in this division. Okay, it is also a division, but it is going to give you the floor value. So that's why we say it is a floor division.
Quotient value.
Okay, so
quotient value basically you can say.
It will only give you the whole number, the lowest
yes,
nearest whole number. Okay, got it.
Okay,
and,
so this is about
the remainder.
arithmetic, yeah.
I'm sorry again, I missed it. The remainder
gives you,
is
this one. The remainder gives you the remainder. 10 percentile C is 1. It is always going to give you the remainder. If you write 2, the remainder is 0, so it is 0. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is about the arithmetic operator. Apart from that, we have 2 more operations: concatenation and repetition. Okay. So concatenation operation is applicable on, so we use plus operator, and repetition we use on star, using star, and they both are applicable only on this sequence, not on any other data type, only on this sequence. Okay. Now, when you apply the concatenation, the data type should be same. So in case of concatenation, data type should be same, and in the repetition, one should be sequence and another
integer
should be integer. Okay, you cannot have any other value, float or complex. Okay, for example, you can use concatenation for 2 strings, Python plus class. We have done this already. It will combine 2 strings. You can combine 2 lists also. For example, 10, 20, 30 plus 100, 200 and 300. It will combine 2 lists. You can combine 2 tuples also. For example, you may have 10, 20, 30 plus you may have 100, 200 and 300. Okay, but you cannot concatenate a list with a tuple. Okay, it is going to give you the type error. Can only concatenate list to list, not to tuple. Okay, fine, everyone. Now, in the case of repetition, as I said, one element should be sequence 10, 20, 30, and others should be integer. It will be repeating it 4 times. You can have a tuple here, or a list, or a string, anything, whichever sequence you have, you can post it here. Okay, but if you will have any other value, for example, 10, 20, 30. So first of all, these all operations doesn't work on the other data type. For example, if you try to work with the set or mapping value, it will not work. Unsupported operand type for set and date. Okay, it doesn't work on the mapping value. Okay, so here you will get the error. So let me write this error, type error. Okay, now it will not work between the float values also. For example, if you are having 10, 20, 30 into 6, then also it is going to give you the into 6.5, it is going to give you the error. Not supported between int and float type. Okay, clear, everyone? That's it about the operators. Next we have comparison and equality. If we have covered, no need to cover it. Have we covered it? Comparison and equality.
Yes, less than, greater than.
Okay. Yeah, so that's it about the operators. Let me know, guys, if you have any question on this.
Abhishek, I have a query. Like inside square bracket, the list can be there, and inside other brackets like curly
Small
bracket, tuples will be
No. Small bracket is tuples. See, so here you should.
Round bracket,
So
tuple,
the square bracket is
list,
okay, list, and small bracket is tuple,
tuple,
and middle bracket is, if
only
you'll use only this,
dictionary.
it is set, frozen set, or dictionary. Okay, frozen set, not frozen set. Frozen set comes in, in beginning it writes, or in the starting it writes, it is a frozen set, but it can be set or dictionary. Okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Abhishek, what is difference
Okay, guys.
between set and dictionary? Both are same.
Set, both are mapping type, but dictionary is a collection of key value pairs, and set is just a collection of unique elements. That's it.
Okay, got it.
It is not mapped to any key or not mapped to any index.
Okay.
And also, it won't allow duplicates because you are saying unique.
Yes, correct.
Abhishek, in this case, the previous one is it set into 5. Set is not a sequence, that's why it didn't work. Right?
No. It is not a sequence, so it is a mapping type. That's why it doesn't work.
Okay.
Abhishek, what you said, it is a mapping set.
Yeah, so I'll be covering that. What is mapping type? So basically, that is a kind of data structure. We'll be covering that in upcoming class. Okay, what is mapping type? I'll cover that.
The list and set are similar, but set does not allow duplicate, where list allows.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Anything else, guys? Okay. So next, let's start with the list. We left somewhere in between. Yeah. Okay. So list, what we have seen, list is a collection of heterogeneous elements kept inside a square bracket separated by comma. All the elements will be kept inside the square bracket, which is mandatory to keep, and separated by comma, and it is the collection of heterogeneous elements, means you can have different types of element inside a list. Okay. Now list can have any value as its element. List can have duplicate elements. Square bracket are mandatory. List is a sequence. It is ordered collection. Negative and positive, positive and negative indexing both are allowed. Basic operation, indexing, slicing, concatenation, repetition, and membership, and identity operation you can perform. Okay. So I'm not going to repeat this operation again. I have already shown you. I will be showing indexing and slicing up to a bit because we have already covered this again in the list, but I will be showing you again. Okay. Not in detail again, but yes, you already have the idea about indexing and slicing. So I'll do the indexing and slicing on a list element, and then we will be slowly doing, will be moving ahead. Okay. What else?
List is mutable.
Yes, correct. That is good. So list is mutable object. Okay. When you are saying list is mutable object, it means it is modifiable.
Updated.
Okay, guys.
That means you can change the value in the same memory location. It won't create a new.
Yes, in the same memory location.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Any question, please? Sir.
I'm not working right now. Is it okay?
Sorry.
Ma'am, what's the eligibility right now?
Oh no, I didn't. I'm not executing anything. Do you have any question?
What would be the monthly package? Is 20,000 okay?
I think is not on mute. You can mute him.
He's started negotiating.
Yeah, I asked what is the monthly package. That's great.
Oh,
Okay, sorry Kishore, I muted you.
okay, fine.
by mistake. Yeah, sorry Kishore, I muted you. You can unmute yourself. Okay. Yeah. So let's come to the main properties of the list. So what all the main properties we have seen it already. Now let's do the indexing and slicing. Yeah. So let's do it one by one. So first of all, let's define a list. LST is equal to, I'm taking okay, and what else? Let's take a set also. Yeah. Okay. So this is a list. Now what we want, what we can see here, that if you will print the list, so it is not going to give you any error. So it is accepting any kind of value as its element. Okay. So you can write any value inside a list. You can use any value inside a list. Okay. Fine. Now.
One question.
Next.
What if we want to limit user to put only integers or one particular data type? Is it possible?
One particular data type, then you have the array data structure in Python.
Okay.
Is there any limit to how many elements a list can have?
No. Okay. Now you can have the duplicate element. Okay. So this was the first property I can say list can have this element. And now the next property is list can have duplicate elements. So you may have LST is equal to, let's keep these values again and repeat few of them, 10, 10 plus 20G. Now it will be printing LST. You'll see that repeated values are also coming in the output. Okay, they are not deleted or they are not removed. Okay, can everyone? So duplicate elements are also allowed inside a list. Square bracket is mandatory. List is a sequence. It is an ordered collection. Positive and negative indexing are allowed. So let's take this list again. Let's perform the indexing. So indexing is accessing the elements inside single element inside a sequence. Okay. So I'm using here Control V. This is the list, and I want to access the first element. What I should write? So the first element will be at 0th index. I'll be writing 0. Correct. And if I want to access the last element, then what I should write? LST of -1. Right. So this will be the first and last element it is going to print. Okay. If you want to access the value at a particular index, let's say 5, so you'll be writing 5. It will be giving you the value at index 5. Okay. So indexing is very simple. No need to discuss again. But let's come to the slicing. Slicing also is the same syntax: start, stop, and step. And you need to provide the start value from where you want to slice till where you want to slice, and step value which all values you want. So you may write list. If you will be writing column, then what will be the output?
Entire list.
Entire list again.
By one, step
right?
one by one.
The whole list, correct? So if I'll be writing here, let's say -1, then what will be the result?
Reverse order.
Reverse order. Correct? All the list items in the reverse order. And if I'll be writing here, let's say 5 colon, and I'm writing -1, then what will be the result?
It's gonna give Python. From the reverse order.
Reverse.
Yeah.
Step 1.
No.
Fifth element from the right side.
It takes the fifth element from the right side.
So Python.
Okay. Anything else? execute this, we are getting 5. We are starting from 5. So you said not right side, it will be coming from towards left hand side, right? So from Python to the left hand side. Okay. On the right hand side, I think by mistake. So anyway, so print LST. If I will be writing, let's say
that 50 is
column 5.
Right hand side, yeah.
Sorry.
Fifth element from left hand. Is that correct?
No. So yes, from left hand, what is the fifth index? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth index, right?
Okay.
So it is starting from here, and since you are using -1, so stop will be coming towards right hand side, right?
Okay.
Sorry, left hand side, which is coming here. Okay. Now tell me, what will be the output in this case?
Start from.
It's the same as the earlier one, because it's
from
stopping.
the first element 0, the first element to the fifth element, but in
yeah,
reverse.
it stops at fifth element.
I think every
and then gives the reverse order.
Every fifth element.
Same as the previous output.
Yeah, same as the previous output.
Okay. So if we are here, when you are saying -1, default value of start will be what? This value, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You are starting from here and you are going till you have given fifth index, right? So you will be going till less than 1. So you will be coming till here, correct? Clear, everyone? Okay. Now let me know what this will be. 2 colon 7 colon -1.
So it will start from 7th person to.
Yeah, it will start from 7th.
Yeah, it will start from 7th person to 2. Yeah.
7 to
From 6th.
6
to
side 2.
It will be empty list. Okay. So there is some mistake. Print LST.
Yeah, because the previous, if it is -1, then the previous one has to be higher. The first index has to be higher and second has to be lower.
Correct? Is it clear, guys? Everyone?
Can you come again on the last example?
This is empty list. So if you have -1, this should be higher index than this one, right? Or not higher, forget about higher. This should be on the right hand side than stop index, isn't it? If you remember.
Yes.
You are coming from right hand side to left hand side because of -1, right?
Correct.
But this is saying that you have to come from left to right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this will be giving, in the case of string, it was giving you empty string, if you remember.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So here it is giving you empty list. That's the same thing. Okay.
Abhishek, can you again print 34?
Guys, my voice is audible to you. Am I audible to you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. It means I have not sure. Yes. Darshana, your voice is breaking. Can you please repeat the question?
I'm saying that can you print 34th line?
34th line, 34th
Hello?
question. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So in that case, this 3322, that is also printed in the reverse order. But in the other case, it is not true. 102.
No. It is not in the reverse order. By default, set is a collection of unique element. It is not indexed element. Okay. So it may come in any order. It doesn't require to be, it will be always coming into this order only. And it is not because of this -1, no.
Okay, fine.
Okay, everyone?
Yes, Abhishek.
Any other question, guys? Okay. So now let's start with we have seen indexing, slicing, and let's check what is mutable object. Okay. Mutable object. Now, when you talk about mutability and you say if an object is mutable, then you are saying it is modifiable. And when you are saying it is modifiable, what exactly does it mean? So it means that, 1 minute. Give me a second. Yeah. So when I'm saying it is mutable, it means, let's say if you have a list object, okay? LST is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay? And the ID for this is F. Okay. So in the case, if when I'm saying list is mutable, what does it mean? If I make any changes to this list, the changes will be done to this object only, and ID will remain same after the operation. So basically, let's say if I'm doing LST dot append method adds the value at the end of the list. So I want to add 100. Okay. So what LST will become now? So LST will become 10, 20, 30, 40, and 100. Okay. Now, if you will check the ID after this operation, still it is X. Okay. And even let's say if you will do the assignment operation, for example, LST of 0 is equal to 111. Then LST will be what? LST will be 111, 20, 30, 40, and 100. Okay. In this case also ID will remain same, F. But this is not the case in the case of, if you remember, this was not the case in the case of string. Okay. First of all, in the case of string, this item assignment was not possible. Let's say you have str is equal to Python. Okay. So when you try to assign the some value of str of 0 is equal to j, it was giving you the error item assignment not possible. So this is not possible. Okay. And let's say the ID is x. Now you have seen that we have replaced the value. So str.replace function we have used, str.replace of, let's say if I want to replace p with j. Okay, so I can write this. It will be giving me Jason. Okay, but in this case the ID of this will be changed. Why? Okay, and this str will still be pointing to it. Clear? Fine, everyone. Mutability, is it clear what exactly the mutability is?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So 1 minute. Now let's come to the code. So let's see the mutability in the case of list. Okay. So if you will make any changes, as I said, let's say if I have LST is equal to 10, 20, 30, and if you will perform any operation, so you can check LST comma ID of LST before the operation, it is 864. Okay. So here let me write before operation. Okay. Now next do one operation, LST dot append, and I'm writing 100. Okay, and then I'm checking the same ID. So if I'll execute it, this is going to be after the operation. So if you'll execute it, so before the operation it was 10, 20, 30, and the ID was 8376. After the operation, it is 10, 20, 30, 100. Value changed, still the ID is same, 8376. This is what the mutable object. But this was not the case in the case of string. Let's say if you have str is equal to Python. Okay, and if you will do str dot replace of p comma j. So more what you can do, you can assign this to str only. Str is equal to this. Okay, so I'll write str1, and here also str1. Okay, now you can check before the operation and after the operation. So print before operation, this is going to be str1 and ID of str1. Okay, and this is going to be the after the operation. So ID, if you'll see, it is changed. This is 696, this is 7552. Okay, everyone. So this is the difference between mutable object and immutable object. Clear? Any question, guys?
Yes.
Please let me know if you guys have any question. Okay. So now I hope this mutability property is also clear for everyone. Next, I'm going to go to the nested list. Okay. the nested list concept. What is the nested list? So list inside a list. Let's say if you have LST is equal to 10, 20, 30, and you can have another list inside this. Yes, 19, 20, and 30. So if I want to access this 20, then what I should write? How we will be doing the indexing? So we'll be writing LST first, and then this is at what index? -1 index. I can write here -1. So if I write -1, it will be giving me 19, 20, 30. I want to access 20. I'll be writing one more index here. I'll be writing 1. So this will be giving me 20. Clear? Fine, everyone?
Yes.
Is it clear? Now let's say if I want to do the slicing of 20 and 30, how I will be doing that? So print LST of -1 will give me this, and I want to do the slicing from one column till the end. Okay, 20 and 30, so till the end. So this is going to give me 20 and 30. Okay, or you can make it 21 and 31, then probably this result will be different. Okay, fine.
Yes,
Clear,
Abhishek.
everyone? Okay, now let me know the output in this case. I have LST is equal to 10, 20, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 55, 66. I want to access 55. What will be the value? What will be the code?
Be -1.
LST of -1, correct?
Then should be
0.
Again
0,
-1.
-1, 0.
Again -1.
Again -1.
Again -1.
Again -1. Then?
Again -1.
Again -1. Then
0.
0.
0. Correct? So now let's see this. If I'm writing -1, it is giving me this. Okay. Now if I'm writing again -1, it is going to give me this out of that. Clear? And again if I write -1, so it will give me this, right? So let me write again -1. And if I'll write -1, so it will give me this. So let me write again -1. And if I want 55, so that is at 0. Right? Okay.
So Abhishek, what is the
Fine.
application of this nested list?
Sorry, what is?
Where do we use this nested list? Where is the application?
Nested list, see, that's not about the use. You may not really use it. We don't use it, as I can say, but that is mainly used to keep the references of different list or array objects. Okay. So in that case, it is more useful. So if you have multiple lists or if you have multiple arrays, then you can keep the references here in the list. Okay, that will be more useful in that case. And apart from that, if you are not going to use also, at least better to know, right?
Okay.
Clear? Anything else, please? So this is about the nested list. Next, let's come to the shallow copy. Yes. Yes.
We are writing print LST -1. So in case of -1, we can write 3.
Yes, you can write 0, not 3, 0, 1, 2. 2 will be the last index. Okay.
No, in case of second number, that LST.
This one.
Line number 2.
This one.
Line number 2.
No, this -1, this -1, this -1, or this -1. Which one?
No. Line number 2.
Line number 2. Oh, okay. Sorry. Instead of this 0, 1, 2, 3. Yes, you can write here 3.
We can write here 3, right?
Yes, you can write.
Yeah, 3. Then if we want to access 21, then that will be 1.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Yeah. Now let's come to the shallow copy and a deep copy concept. Okay. This will be the last topic for today, and then methods we will start tomorrow for the list. Okay. Now let's start with the shallow copy and deep copy. Now what is shallow copy and deep copy? And before that, let's discuss what is aliasing. Now, let's say you have a list, LST is equal to 10, 20, and 30. And if you have LST1 is equal to LST. So can anyone tell me whether ID of LST, or if I write LST is LST1, is it true or false? Object
True.
usability or any way, you can tell me. Apply all the knowledge. Object usability, identity operator, everything. It is true, right? So both are sharing the same ID. Why? Because that is just a reference here, right? LST and LST1 are both pointing to the same list object. Okay. So this is going to be true. The problem here is, let's say if you are writing LST of 0 is equal to 100. Okay. And if you'll print LST now, and if you'll print LST1 now, both are changed. Okay. Clear, everyone? Copy.
I didn't get it. Sorry.
Okay. So what I'm saying that if you will do this operation, this is called aliasing.
Yeah, it has actually appended 100.
Yeah, it has not appended 100. Appending 100
Replaced.
will be done at the end. It has replaced the 100 in the beginning. Okay. So it has replaced 100 in the beginning in both the list, LST also and LST1 also. Why it is happening like this? See. So when you do this operation, when you, let's say, write, when you write LST is equal to 10, 20, and 30, and when you write LST1 is equal to 10, 20, and 30. Okay, how they are saved into the memory. So first of all, this is going to be your heap area and the variable area. Okay, here you will be having, let's say this is LST is created 1, 2, 3, and here 10 will be saved, 20 will be saved, 30 will be saved. They will be saved individually. This will be pointing to 10, 20, and 30. The ID for this is, let's say, X, so LST is pointing to X. Okay. Now, since you have done LST1 is equal to LST, this is aliasing, right? So in this case, LST is also going to point to LST only. Okay. So they both are having the same ID. So now let's say if you are writing LST of 0 is equal to 100. Okay. So what will happen? This reference will be deleted. 100 object will be created, and this will be pointing to 100. Clear? Now, since this is pointing to 100, so it is changed to this ID, and that's why it is changed to LST and LST1 both, right?
Yes, Abhishek.
Clear, Ranjini?
Yes.
Abhishek, in the case, if it is LST of 1, LST1 of 0, if you are changing it to 100, then it will be different, right?
No, no, it will be changing to same. Both are pointing to the same ID, no? Both are pointing to the same ID. So whether you make the changes to LST or LST1, changes will be made to both.
Okay.
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 Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so there is a problem in this. What is the problem? So there are number of situations have been arises that we don't want to make any changes to the original copy. We want to make the changes to the duplicate copy. So aliasing is not going to do that. So for that we have introduced the shallow copy concept. Okay. So for example, let's say if you have LST2 is equal to, how you can create the shallow copy? It can be created using copy method or using slicing. Okay. Both can be used. Both can be used to create the shallow copy. So if you will be writing, let's say LST of colon, okay, then it will be creating the shallow copy. Now, if I will write here LST is LST2, will the ID be same or different?
Different.
Same.
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 ID will
True.
be same.
It will be different. It will be different. Okay. It
Copy
is
of
going to be
something.
different. It is a shallow copy. Now, what shallow copy does? So let's understand here. So this was aliasing, right? Now we are discussing shallow copy. Now, in shallow copy, what happens? Let's say you have LST is equal to 10, 20, 30. Okay. and you have written LST2 is equal to LST of colon colon. I said it creates a shallow copy. This is the example of shallow copy. So if you will make any changes to LST of, or let's say LST2 of 0 is equal to 1, 1, 1. So it will be making the changes to both. So LST will be what? LST will be as it is 10, 20 and 30, but LST2 will be changed. Is equal to 1, 1, 1, 20 and 30. Now let's see how it is happening. So you have this heap and variable again. First of all, LST is equal to 10, 20, 30. So this is three values it is created. Okay. Now it is created 10, 20 and 30. This is the ID of X. This is X ID and LST is pointing to this X ID. Now, since you have done this slicing, because of this operation, what happens? It creates a shallow copy. So this whole list object label, one different list object will be created. So this is pointing to this and this is pointing to this. Let's say this is the ID Y. So now LST2 is pointing to the ID Y. So now if you have made the changes to LST2 of 0, so this reference is lost, 100 is created here, this is pointing to 100, but LST is still pointing to 10. Clear everyone?
Yes, Abhishek.
Yes, question, please, go ahead.
Abhishek, what is the use of this shallow copy? Why we do this?
As I said, there are number of requirements. You don't want to make any changes to the original copy. You will be making the changes to the duplicate copy. You want to do some operation on the data set. Would you like to make the changes to the original data set?
No.
You will be losing it, right?
Yes.
Correct. So we avoid that. We use the shallow copy concept.
So is this the only way to create shallow copy?
Yeah, there is a copy method also. You can use copy method also. Instead of this, you may write lst.copy function. Okay, and this also creates the shallow copy.
Shallow copy.
Clear? Fine, everyone.
In case of normal copy, we just use that equal to operator, and if we want to create shallow copy, then we have to use that dot copy method over there.
Yeah, or slicing.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so we have to cross check it. Let's do LST2 of 0 equal to 100. Okay, and I'm writing here LST2 and I'm writing here LST. Execute this. So if you see, it is changed to LST2 but not to LST.
Good.
Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me. So it is your turn. So let's say we have a LST is equal to 10, 20, 30, and we have here 40, 50. Then we have LST C is equal to LST dot copy function. Okay. Now, so tell me if I'll be writing LST is LST3, is it true or false?
False.
True.
It will be false.
False. ID is different, no?
False.
ID is different.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me know if I'll be doing this LST3 of let's say 0, 1, 2. I'm writing 2 is equal to 33. Then will it make change to LST also?
No.
No. Only to LST3.
Only to LST3, right? Not to LST. Clear? Fine, everyone? Now, let me know this. If I have LST3 of -1 of 0 equal to 44, will it make change to LST and LST3 both?
No, only to LST3.
LST3. 40 will become 44.
Yeah.
Execute this. It is making the changes to both.
Why so?
That is deep copy.
Yes. Okay. So now the concept comes is deep copy. Okay. So the shallow copy doesn't work when you have the nested list.
Oh.
Okay. So if you have a nested mutable object, this shallow copy doesn't work. Still the same reference is shared. That's why it is getting changed here. So let's see how it is getting saved. Let's say we have a list. LST is equal to 10, 20 and 30, 40. Okay. We have LST is equal to LST3 is equal to LST dot copy. This is the shallow copy we have created. Now, if I will be making the changes to LST3 of -1 of 0 is equal to 33, then LST will also become 10, 20, 33, 40, and LST3 will also become 10, 20, 33, and 40. Okay, it is making the changes to both. Now let's understand this. What happened here? When you created this shallow copy with a nested object, okay? So let's say how many elements we have? We have 3 elements. So this is the list with 3 elements, 1, 2, and 3. And because of this, it will be creating a different object for LST3, correct? So you have 1, 2, and 3. Now, since it is a shallow copy, so this copy will not be created separately. This one single copy will be there. Okay. So here you have 10, here you have 20, here you have 30, and here you have 40. Okay. So this is pointing to this, this is pointing to this, this is pointing to this, this is this, this one this, this one this. Okay. And this one 30, and this one 40. Now this is X and this is Y. Let's say this is LST and this is, or let's say this is X and this is Y. LST is pointing to X and LST3 is pointing to Y. I think I'm going too fast. No one is saying. Okay, so
no,
I hope
understanding.
Is it clear, guys? Still here? Any
Yes,
question?
yes.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Now you are making the changes LST3 of -1 of 0. What is LST3 of -1? This. What is 0? This. This is changing to 33, right? And both are sharing the same object. So it will be changed here. Let's say this reference is lost. 33 will be created and it is pointing to this, correct? So now it is changed to both, right? It is changed to both. So now it will be checking LST and LST3 both are changed. Clear? Because of this shallow copy.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. Now, what is the solution for this? So we have the solution deep copy. So how we can create a deep copy? So deep copy is created when you have the nested object. So let's say we have this list. And we'll be writing LST4 is equal to from copy.
Abhishek, sorry, I think there's a lot of background noise. Can you mute others?
Yes, guys, can you guys please go on mute? Yes, thank you. So we have deep copy and we will be writing deep copy of LST. Okay. Then now, if you will check print LST, is LST4, is it true or false? It is false. Why? Because ID is different. Obviously, this time ID will be different, and even it will be different for the nested objects also. Now, if you are writing, let's say LST4 of -1 of 0 is equal to 44, so it will be changed only for LST4, but not for the LST.
Yes.
Okay. Fine, guys. Now, what happened here? So, same thing in the case of deep copy. In the case of deep copy, when you did LST is equal to, let's say 10, 20, then 30 and 40. And when you have written LST4 is equal to deep copy of LST here. So you have changed LST4 of -1 of 0 is equal to 36. So LST4 has become 10, 20, 33 and 40. And LST is as it is. So 10, 20, 30 and 40. Now what happened in this case? So there was just a small change. A different reference was created for the nested object also. So you have this 3 elements here, 1, 2, 3. Here also 1, 2, 3. Okay, and you will have a different reference for this. You will have a different reference for this. Okay, this is 10, this is 20, this is 30, and this is 40. This is pointing to this. This is pointing to this. This is x. This is y. And LST is pointing to x, and LST4 is pointing to y. Okay. Now, let's say if you are writing LST4 of -1 of 0 is equal to 33. This reference is lost. 33 is created. This is pointing to 33, but this one is still pointing to 30, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, everyone.
Yes.
Good.
So this is about the deep copy.
Can this deep copy be done in our normal list also, which is not nested?
Yes. If it is not nested, there also you can create the deep copy. But there is no use of deep copy when you have the normal list, because all the objects will be pointing to, like, these two objects will be different. No, so they are pointing differently. Okay.
Yeah, but
and also remember, this shallow copy deep copy concept is applicable only for the mutable object. Shallow copy deep copy only for mutable object, not for immutable object, because there is no concept of changing, right? So in the mutable object, everything will be different. Okay. Clear, guys? Any question? Please go ahead.
No, Abhishek.
Anything else? Any
Actually, Abhishek, like when we are saying list dot copy, right? And we are assigning it to some other list. So even if I don't assign it to some other list 2, can I operate on list dot copy? In the sense,
yeah, you can. Every time you have to use this reference. Every time you have to use this reference. So wherever you are writing LST2, instead of that, you have to write LST.copy.
Okay. So
LST. But I think that will create a new object every time. It will create a new object every time.
Oh, okay. Every time we
create a new object.
Create every
time. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Clear, everyone? Any other question?
Abhishek, that function what you wrote for deep copy, I mean, scroll down. Yeah. So this is a mandate from copy import deep copy.
Yes, this way you can write, or you can write import copy, and then you can write copy.deep copy of LST. Anything. Okay. Okay, guys.
Yes, Abhishek.
Yes, Abhishek.
Yes.
I think you guys are tired. Okay. So let me finish this class, and we'll meet tomorrow again. We'll be starting with the list method. I'm going to upload the assignment of this one, loop. Okay. Now, and loops assignment will be uploaded now. From now on, whatever assignment are there, that will be uploaded in Google Classroom. There only you can submit. There only it will be checked, and mark will be assigned. Okay. And also this file will also be uploaded. Okay. So let me know, guys, if you have any question. Otherwise, we'll end this session.
Abhishek, the assignment will be given tomorrow, is it?
No, I'm going to upload it today, but bit late. So you don't worry. You don't have to, complete it by this week. You will be having the time for that.
Okay.
Abhishek,
Because
can you tell us how to submit it on Google Classroom?
Yeah, so first let me upload. You guys get it by tomorrow, and because I don't have the student access, so I cannot show you because it doesn't show in my account. So I'll be asking one of you guys to share your screen, and then probably I'll be explaining it.
Okay,
First
Abhishek.
assignment is already in GitHub, right? So it will remain there. Or?
Sorry.
The first assignment, should we move it to Google Class or?
No, as of now, you keep those assignment on the there only GitHub, because they have told that whatever you have done till now, keep it on GitHub. But from next assignment onwards, submit it on, means give it on this one, Google Classroom. So I'm changing the track because of that. So nothing else.
Abhishek, is this possible to keep all the assignment in Google Classroom? That will be easier for us.
Yeah, I will be doing that from my end, but since you have already done that, so you don't have to do it again. But from flow control and all, you have to do these assignments. Rest all assignments will be there. Means you can keep it there, and I will also upload those assignments in the Google Classroom also. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Abhishek, one doubt regarding deep copy. So if I have to use deep copy function, I have to put the statement from copy import deep copy.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right.
You have to use this statement.
Okay, and for copy, I don't need to do that.
No, no. Copy function by default is available in the list.
Okay.
Okay. Fine, everyone. Anything else?
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay. So thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Bye. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll
Abhishek,
meet you.
one more thing, the Titanic that what we discussed, will it be
Yes,
uploaded today or?
correct, correct. Yes, that will be uploaded today only. I'm going to upload right now. Just give me 1 minute. Please be in the meeting. I'll upload right now.